Good morning, all of you. In class 12 accountancy, we are on the chapter number 8, that is financial analysis, and we are going to do, yesterday we completed financial analysis, financial statement, that is balance sheet, and in the balance sheet I explained you equity and liabilities side and asset side. Equity and liability side classified in basically 4 parts, and asset side is classified in 2 subparts, that is NCA and C. Yes. So, if you want to know about that analysis of financial statement, today we are going to start the major important topic, that is heading and subheadings. So please note down, make the table accordingly. Don't write this answer in the paragraph or in other form that is given clearly in the CBSE marking scheme, that the answer should be present in this way, like item, head, and subhead. From 2014, every year this question is coming in the exam: head, subhead, and item. So I am going to show you the various items which are coming in the balance sheet, as well as these items came in the CBSE exams. But don't write in the paragraph form, and this will be time-saving method also. Just give the head, subhead, and the item number. So see, I have to show you. Note down, make your own notes. Yes. Okay, wait. See the way. We will discuss it also. See, yesterday, if you have any problem, you can see the yesterday's balance sheet. I have given you with the complete detail. Now see, classification of items in the balance sheet of a company under major heads and subheads. Yes, prepaid insurance. In the bracket, you can write paid in advance. Paid in advance. Okay, paid in advance. See, if in exam that is prepaid rent also there, various types of questions you will get. Okay, so prepaid means paid in advance. If you are unable to understand the meaning, I can tell you. See, we have phone connection or cell phone connection, postpaid and prepaid. Prepaid means paid in advance, services not taken but we paid. Postpaid means services taken but the amount paid afterwards, like electricity bill. That is known as outstanding. So, outstanding is the liability. Prepaid is the current asset. And subhead is, yesterday I explained you, other current. Okay. Yes, please. If you have any doubt, you can see the previous video or you can see the yesterday's work in your notebook. I showed you the complete format of balance sheet. Yes. Now next. Investment in shares or debentures of other companies. See, I told you, shares and debentures, when I taught you that chapter, shares and debentures, that time I told you this is long term. So in the bracket you can write this is for long term. Prepaid is short term. Investment in shares or debentures is long term. Because it is long term, that's why it is shown in non-current asset. And subhead is non-current investment. Now calls in areas. Calls in areas means shareholders are unable to pay. In the bracket you can write, this topic you have learned in the chapter sheets. Call in arrears means calls due by the company but not paid by the shareholders. Or you can write shareholders are unable to pay, so that, yes, please see. Okay, I will show you one by one. Calls in arrears means due but not paid by the shareholders, but this is shareholders funds and subhead is share capital. Now unpaid or unclaimed dividend. Dividend declared by the company but still not paid. See, both are the different. Call in area from shareholders. Unpaid dividend or unclaimed dividend from the point of view of company. That's why it is current liability, because it is short term. The company has to pay it and within time period. Other current liabilities, otherwise interest has to be paid. Other current liability. Now capital reserve. See, all reserves are under the head reserves and surplus, but capital reserve, the major head is shareholders fund. You can see the yesterday's video. I gave you, write the headings in little bit big font or double line or underline, and loose and tools. This is very important point, because loose tools, some students think that this is the part of plant and machinery, but the plant and machinery will come under non-current asset. So loose and tools are not the fixed asset. These are termed as inventories, and head is inventories will come under current asset. Yes, please note it down. This is the important topic I can say you. In exams, you can see the old question papers from 2014. Every year, one question is coming near about 3 to 4 marks. Loose tools are the part of current assets and subhead is inventory. Don't be confused that loose tools means plant machinery. No, plant and machinery are fixed at one place. That's why they are known as non-current asset. But loose tools are current assets and include under inventories. Now next, capital work in progress. Don't be confused that capital means shareholders fund. This is capital work in progress. That's why, because work in progress, capital means you are investing somewhere. So that is non-current asset, and subhead is fixed asset. Now yesterday I told you patent, copyright, goodwill, intangible assets are these. Others, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, all are tangible assets. So intangible asset, see my dear children, patent, trademark, copyright, goodwill, all are intangible. Okay? Developed, that's why under development. Now, interest accrued and due on debentures. Just now I told you, interest accrued current liabilities, otherwise company has to pay interest on it, other current liabilities. Same, accrued interest on call in advance from the point of view of company, that is current liability and other current liability. Interest due on calls in arrears. Just now, calls in arrears. This is calls in area, this is interest due on calls in area. Calls in arrears means shareholders are unable to pay, then company has to charge interest on it. That's why it is current asset for the company, and other current asset will be the sub. Trademark, just now I told you, that is intangible asset, and NCA. NCA means non-current asset, because trademark, patent, copyright is for long term. These are termed as fixed asset. NCA will be the head. See, balance sheet, asset side is classified in two parts only. NCA and CA. Okay? Then, trademark, I told you, premium on redemption of debentures. Premium on redemption of debentures means company is redeeming the debentures and have to pay a premium on it. Means the face value of debenture is 100, but company is ready to give 102 rupees. So that will be termed as non-current liabilities because at the time of redemption, company will pay it. Plant and machinery, just now I told you NCA and tangible. Yes, please copy it. Patent, NCA and intangible. Now the main point for sample paper you can see shareholders fund. Statement of profit and loss always come in shareholders fund and that subhead is reserves and surplus. Interest accrued on investment, that is current asset and other current asset. Clear? Got it? Now, license and franchisee. Company has taken. Yes, please. License and taken franchisee, then security premium reserve, that is reserve, that's why it is in reserves and surplus, head is shareholders fund, work in progress is, yeah, this also you will have to learn. Work in progress. Work in progress means the finished goods are not there, these are under progress. So that will be current asset, subhead and inventory. Inventory is the subhead. Current asset is the main head, inventory is the subhead. Debentures with maturity period in current year up to 12 months. That's why it is current liability. See yesterday, you can see the yesterday's video or you can see your work yesterday. I told you, liability is also classified in two parts, NCL and CL. NCL means non-current liabilities which are not related with the operating cycle, which are not to be paid within 12 months. And current liabilities are those liabilities which the organization has to pay within 1 year. So debentures, that maturity period is in current year, that's why it is current liability. If that word is not given, current year word is not given, then it is non-current liabilities. Okay, got it clear? See that question, if current year word given, then current liability it is. If current year word is not given, then it is not a current liability. Now checks and bank drafts in hand, simple. If you have checks, bank drafts, means these are cash equivalent, you can deposit it in the bank and then get the payment. So these are termed as current asset. Yesterday I told you, assets are also of two types. Okay, current asset and non-current asset. If you will get the payment within 12 months, and that is related with the operating cycle, these are current assets. And those assets which we realized or which we used for long time period, that is non-current assets, okay? And these are of two types, tangible and intangible. Tangible, like, see, tangible, land and building, plant and machine, which we can see or touch. But intangible means those assets which we cannot see or touch, like goodwill, patent, copyright, mining right, computer software, etc. Now, long-term investment, but maturity period is less than 6 months. Just now this one. This is debentures with in current year. That's why it is current liability. Same here. Long-term investment, don't be confused. Long-term investment, but their maturity period is less than 6 months. It is up to 1 year, that's why it is current asset and term under current investment. Mining right, NCA, publishing right, NCA, fixed asset, intangible. Now debtors, or we can say debtors and bills receivable are the part of trade receivables and the head is current asset. Okay, current asset. Why current asset? Because debtors are related with the operating cycle of the business. Then bank overdraft. Please note it down. Bank, I try to collect all those things which are related with others. Like bills receivable will be there, then you will write the same. Bank overdraft, current liability, short-term borrowings. Why? What is the meaning of bank overdraft? In class 11th, I taught you. Yes. Bank overdraft means bank provides facility to current account holders to withdraw more than their deposits. This is termed as bank overdraft. Overdraft means withdrawal more. This is current liabilities and it is short-term borrowings. Then subsidy reserves, reserves and surplus, capital redemption reserve, okay, a debit balance, debenture redemption reserve. These all are reserves and head is shareholders fund. One time you can note it down. Then provision for tax. This is very important for current year. You can see the sample paper. Provision for tax is short-term provision because to be paid within 1 year and it is current liability. Why it is current liability? Because it is to be paid within 1 year. That's why provision for tax is termed as current liability. Now retirement benefit payable to employees. Retirement benefit. In after long period you will pay. That's why it is non-current liabilities. Calls in advance. Company has taken calls in advance from shareholders and that is to be settled within 1 year, in few months. That's why it is current liability. This one is also very important, stores and spares. Some students are confused about that. See, stores and spares are just like loose tools. These are current assets and inventory. Don't think that inventory means only the goods that can be in stock. No, inventory means work in progress of goods, finished goods, raw material, loose tools, stores and spares. That's why inventory is a wider term you can say. Then provision for employees' benefit. Just now I told you, retirement benefit is for employees' benefit. Who will get the retirement benefit? Yes, my dear students, employees will get the benefits. That's why the same answer, non-current liability and long-term provision. Then, no, term loan from bank. Term loan means bank provides two types of loan. On the basis of duration, term loan, and anytime they can call it back like cash credit, that is demand loan. Term loan means when we take a loan from the bank for a fixed time period, that is non-current liabilities, and it is long-term borrowings because we have to take long-term. Then computer software, same as mining right, computer software is NCA and it is intangible. Okay, now last page. Few are same, like interest received in advance, current liabilities, other current liabilities. Because interest is for short term and received in advance means you can write earned income. unearned income. Then general reserve, reserves and surplus, short-term loans. Just now we have discussed long-term. This is short-term loans or and advances. Given, then it is current asset. If taken, then it is current liability. Then loan payable on demand, just now opposite of it. Means you have taken loan from the bank but not on the basis of term. Anytime bank will call you and on demand you have to pay it back. That's why it is current liability and short-term borrowings. Okay, computer, non-current asset, tangible, but computer software is intangible. Be careful. Then goodwill, just now we discussed NCA intangible, copyright, NCA intangible. Abhi, just now I told you finished goods also include in inventories. Debentures, after 3 years, because I told you within 6 months, CL. After 3 years, that is NCL and long-term borrowings. Balance with bank. Your deposit in the bank will be termed as current asset, cash and cash equivalent. Just now I told you inventories are wider term. Inventory is a wider term. It includes various things. Finished goods stock, raw material, goods in transit, spare parts, stock and spare, loose tool, everything includes in inventory. Now vehicle, other things are the same. Office equipment, NCN, tangible, you can see them. Bonds means issued by the RBI or by the government, or if the company issued it, then it is NCL and long-term borrowing. And if the businessman, if the company invests in government bonds, then it is NCA. See the question and then accordingly you will decide. Not more than it. See again, just now I told you inventory is a wider term. See the raw material. Raw material is also heading current asset, but subheading inventory. Main things you can copy down. Provision for bad debts that came in exam, that is termed as current liabilities and short-term provision. Yes, please. Loan payable after 3 years. After 3 years, the company has to pay it back. That's why, because this is 3 years, that's why non-current liability is long duration and this is long-term borrowing. Land, NCA and tangible asset. Cash at bank, current asset and cash equivalent. Trade payable. Just now I told you creditors and bills payable are the current liabilities because within a duration of 1 year they have to pay it back. Trade payable. Now, shall I ask you? 5 years loan from SBI. NCL, long-term borrowing. And same investment for long time period in the SBI or in some other company, that is NCA and non-current investment. I try to include all those which are related with your course. Forfeited is shareholders fund and share capital. Acceptance means bills payable, okay, and bills receivable. Bills payable are the current liability included in trade payable, and bills receivable are current asset included in trade receivables. Now, see, all other are same, but the main which comes in exam is this, proposed dividend. Proposed dividend are contingent liabilities. It is not to be shown in the balance sheet. It is to be shown as notes to accounts. Okay. On the face of the balance sheet means at the bottom of the balance. Okay, so today we discuss these one by one. I'll tell you, you should learn that, but before learning that, it's my request to you, prepare balance sheet. See the balance sheet, yesterday's video, okay, and learn that balance sheet. Then it will be easy for you to identify the heading or subhead. Okay, equity, 4 parts: shareholders fund, application advance, NCL. Then come to the balance sheet asset side, only 2 parts: NCA and CA. NCA non-current asset, CA current asset. Then you will be able to find out the heading and subhead. Then still you have to copy prepaid insurance, accrued income. These are the current asset and other current asset. Subhead. Outstanding expenses and unearned income, current liabilities and other current liabilities. Okay, loose tools, spare parts, goods, finished goods stock, raw material, all are work in progress, all are inventories and current assets. You can see yesterday's video and you can see the balance sheet. Then you will be able to understand how to find out the heading and subheading. Bigger font is heading and little bit under that, that is subheading. Then see, you can learn by this way also. Plant and machinery, NCA, subhead, tangible fixed asset. But patent, NCA, still it is NCA, but patent, copyright, yes, please note down, patent, copyright, trademark, computer software, goodwill, lease, see, again, license and franchisee, all are intangible. So it's very easy if you make the groups. Then it will be easy. Like mining right, intangible. Publishing title, intangible. Just now I have discussed with you. See, stores and spares, inventory. Computer software, intangible. But computer is tangible. So you can see the yesterday's video and see the balance sheet, then you will be able to understand.